Hello, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of All Things Spies podcast. I am super excited. My name is Zanele and I am your host. So, just to clarify, in case you missed the trailer to the podcast, this podcast is not about Raja or barbecue spice. I mean, I wouldn't be shocked if there is a podcast out there that deals with that, but this one isn't. This podcast is about spiritual, all things spiritual, intellectual, physical well-being. The C is a placeholder. E is for experiences and emotional well-being. So the content is in the acronym, actually. So, in this episode, I am going to be briefly introducing myself, just so that you get to know a little bit more about me. And I am then going to just briefly also chat about why I started the podcast. And then lastly, I'm going to speak about my faith journey. So, just to go right into it, my name is Zanele, as I've already mentioned at the beginning of the podcast. I have a Zulu name, but I'm not Zulu. People in South Africa assume that I'm Zulu, but anyways, that's a story for another day. I am 26 years of age. I was born in Kwekwe, which is a relatively small city in Zimbabwe, which is in the middle of Bulawayo and Harare, in case you're wondering, for those people that don't really know Zim as much. That's the reference that I usually just use because Harare and Bulawayo are the main cities. I'm actually going to do a podcast at some point later, which deals with my experience of moving from a small city to bigger cities. So I moved from Kwekwe to Bulawayo when I was doing my high school, and then I moved to Cape Town, and then I am currently living in London. So yeah, I've had quite different experiences, in those moves between, cities, countries, and continents. Wow, it's quite interesting. Anyways, I'll do a podcast on that at some point later. I come from a family of 5, so my parents, and I have 2 older siblings, an older brother and an older sister. I did my primary school in Kwekwe. I did my high school in Bulawayo. I then moved to Cape Town, where I did my university with the University of Cape Town. I graduated with the honors in accounting, and then I went on to do my training, or what they call psycha articles, in Cape Town for 3 years. And then I qualified as a chartered accountant last year. So that's been a very brief summary of sort of my career as well. I am currently in London working as an auditor. And if I was not in the commerce field, what would I do? That's a question that I've been asked. And my answer to that is, I always give 2 answers. The one is, I think I would have gone to chef school because I actually really love good food. Or I would have done drama because I actually really enjoyed acting and I was good at it in primary school. And then something happened along the way and that just disappeared. So, that's what I would pursue, I think. So now to move on to why I started this journey of podcasting. Um, yeah, it was an idea that came to mind. It did feel quite random, but also not so random. Like I just woke up a few months ago and I was like, wow, I think I actually would like to try this podcasting thing. And I then spoke to my flatmate and I told her, and she was like, yes, 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 go for it. She hyped me up so much. And, I think it's so important actually to have accountability for the things that we want to pursue or the things that we want to do. Because then what happened was work became so hectic during that time. And I just kept procrastinating. And she would, ask me, so we're waiting for this podcast. When is it coming? Have you decided on a name for it? And I'm like, yo, it's coming. I'm going to start. And that was the story for quite a few months. And then I just decided, no, I just need to, start. So I got my equipment, and then, I just started learning how to use these recording applications, and, how to start podcasting. And then here I am. It's the first episode. So we'll see how it goes and how it grows along the way. And the second reason I would say really is I enjoy listening to podcasts myself. I have a couple that I follow. And I think the reason behind that is because I love hearing other people's experiences. I also personally love sharing my own experiences of certain things or sharing my opinions on certain things. So I thought, okay, a podcast would probably be a good platform to do such things. And my wish really is to also incorporate some interviews along the way, just to hear people's perspectives, because I feel as though, that can actually have an impact in someone's life, whether be it my own experience or be it someone else's experience or views or opinions that can just, trigger some further conversations that are important and vital. So, that is my second reason. Also, just, I guess, in a nutshell, to have a positive impact. And recently as well, few people have said to me, you speak well. So I thought, okay, let me actually tap into this and, run with it and see where, this goes. And it actually reminded me of my days back in high school. So I was part of the debate team. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. I remember those days. So I was part of the debate team. I think I joined when I was in Form 2, if I'm not mistaken. And I sort of just grew into the society, got more responsibilities, and obviously had a lot of experience with discussing topics and debating on topics. It was fun, but it was also quite challenging. And I actually remember some of the topics. One being, is abortion justifiable? Another one was on the death penalty, whether that's right. Another one was on co-ed schools, whether they're better than single sex schools. So we had a wide variety of topics really that we spoke about, and that just always made me think of both sides of an argument, for and against, because you would just know on the day, right, which side you're going to be on. And so that's always just given me, I guess, when you talk about views and opinions, just to look at both sides, if that makes sense. But anyway, so that was quite a side note, really, the whole debate situation. So, I think when I now look back at it, it's actually something that I enjoyed, and maybe it was a way to set me up for this. I don't know. And then the other reason is really just to try out something new and just see where it goes. So, yeah, those are the main reasons. Nothing too deep, nothing too hectic. So, I'm going to jump straight into my faith journey. That's the last segment, I guess, of this episode. And the reason why I chose to speak about this in this first episode is because my relationship with God is the most important aspect of my life. And I am growing in that relationship. That relationship has got ups and downs like any normal relationship would have. But my wish has always been to nurture and grow that relationship. I don't think, as an individual, you can ever reach and say, okay, I've fully known God. I don't think you can ever get to that stage, but it's just been my priority to, just walk with God and grow in my knowledge and understanding of Him. So, anyways, I was born in a Christian home. So Sunday, we knew that, it's automatic. Everyone goes to church. And I guess that really built the foundation of just my faith, because I was at Sunday school, I was singing. I had one memory verse, that I knew, which is John 3 verse 16. And I think all the other kids at Sunday school just knew they couldn't take that Bible verse because it belonged to me when it was memory verse days, and you'd stand up in front of the church and recite your memory verse. That was basically my childhood, just growing up in a Christian home and Christian setting, which I'm really grateful for, because as I said, it laid the foundation, right? When I was going to high school, I got baptized. I was 12 at that point. So at our church, they would say like 12 is the earliest you can really get baptized. It wasn't a set rule, but it was sort of like an unspoken thing, because I guess they were saying that that's when you'd probably you'd probably be mature enough to understand what you are doing. Anyways, at this point, I did not fully understand what I was doing. I had the wrong intentions because I wanted to be seen as a good person. So, I reflected on that years after that. But at that point, I felt as though this is what I'm doing is right. My heart is in the right place. It wasn't. And anyways, long story short is, I really did feel convicted by that. And I remember the actual afternoon after my baptism, I got into a huge fight with one of my cousins. I was so angry. I can't even remember what we fought about, to be honest. I think it was some game we were playing outside. Someone cheated, I think. And I was so angry. And then I was thinking, I'm already in the wilderness. Too soon for this. And I started panicking because I started thinking, oh my word, like God is angry at me. He's punishing me. And all of that. So already I was operating in a place of religion, and I didn't really, to be honest, know the character of God enough to know that, God is loving. God does not sit there and like wait for us to, do something wrong and be like, yeah, I've got you. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna punish you. I'm gonna make you suffer for this. He's not that kind of a father. So, I was just operating from that place of like, I just actually don't know what is happening at that point. My heart was just not in the right place. So that was the majority of high school. But I was so fortunate as well to have friends that were believers. And we would encourage each other. We would go to Scripture Union, and have these Bible discussions, which was great. But at that point, really, I wasn't seeking God. I was just doing because, as I said, I just wanted to be seen as a good person. And I thought, like, Christianity is really about ticking the boxes. Like, okay, I prayed this week. Maybe I read 1 or 2 Bible verses. I didn't offend anyone or make anyone angry. So I'm on the right track, which is really not the case. I think that's religion, and God is really after a authentic and true relationship with us. So that was high school. And then, a lot of things happened in high school. At some point in these podcasts, I will chat about these things. But quite a number of things happened in high school that also just really shook my faith. Like really, really deep things. And I was just wondering, like, God, what is this? Like, but that was high school. I then went to university, and I can't really pinpoint really the exact timing or when I can really say there was just a change in my heart. The focus was no longer really on pleasing people, being a people pleaser. Being a people pleaser, but it was now more focused really on like truthfully seeking God, reading the word, connecting with people, doing cell groups, and just being able to share, where I'm at truthfully in my walk with God. And it's just been from then, it's just really been on that route. as I've said, it hasn't been just a smooth journey. There's humps and bumps that always come along the way. And yeah, we just continue going forward and walking with God. I mean, I can't imagine just life without God in it, to be honest. I really can't. Yeah, I really can't. So, yeah, that's what I wanted to really share. I think it's more of religion versus relationship, just to really check where our hearts are at, and just reminding ourselves that, I mean, God continues to pursue us. He loves us. His grace is so abundant, like every single day. He offers just so much grace, unlimited mercy to us, which we do not even deserve. And that is just so mind blowing. His love is unconditional. And yeah, I just feel encouraged by that. And I hope you also do feel encouraged by that. So that's mainly what I wanted to share today. And I'm not going to give any spoilers about what the next episode is going to be on. But do look out. Do tune in for the next episode. Thank you so much for listening and being part of this journey. To be honest, I've had multiple messages just encouraging me and supporting me during this whole launch and early stages of this journey. So I'm truly, truly, truly grateful. And I do hope that you will tune in for the next episode. So till we chat again, keep loving whilst living.